What's going on, guys, and welcome to my review of the Fenix 3 HR. We've got the multi-sport training HRM bundle. So the only difference really from the Fenix 3 HR and the HRM-Run bundle is that we get this extra chest strap sensor. And what that does is it provides slightly more accurate and real-time heart rate data, as well as some run dynamics. So that's going to give you things like ground contact time, stride length, and stride distance. So it's going to give you some interesting run dynamics. If you're a runner, you're going to find that useful. And that's really all it does. It connects to your watch automatically through Ant Plus. And so if you buy the bundle, it's automatically set up in the sensors. All you got to do is put it on and it'll connect. So we'll just keep that out of the way for now because there isn't much to say about it. I find it comfortable and I wear it when I go running, when I've got some runs that I really want to see what I'm doing, but otherwise I just wear the watch. Now the Fenix 3 HR is the Fenix 3 HR is the refresh of the Fenix 3, the popular Garmin multi-sport watch. The only real difference with it is that it's got this Elevate wrist-based heart rate sensor that uses infrared to track your heart rate. And the Fenix 3 HR comes by default with the Sapphire display. So you're going to be paying a little bit more for it than the Fenix 3, the regular model. But in my opinion, it really is worth it because this gives you 24/7 heart rate data. You combine that with the excellent battery life of the Fenix 3 HR, and you've really got an excellent watch. So what can this watch do? Well, you've got a variety of sensors, and we can scroll through the menus just to check that out. So let's bring that up a little bit higher. And so you can use the up and down keys to navigate the menus. And as you can see, we have the heart rate data currently and the resting heart rate. We've also got the last sport. We've got temperature, and the temperature is tracked as well as the air pressure through this little sensor on the side. And you've got your steps for the day, as well as your goal and how much you've done of your goal. You've got your day at a glance. The barometer, and you can configure the barometer to give you storm alerts through certain pressure changes if you'd like. We've got a compass, and the compass works fairly well. Obviously, it's not going to be as responsive as an analog compass, but to navigate, it should be fine. And you've got an altimeter. Now, what I love about the altimeter is you can configure it to either be GPS based, so it's going to track your GPS location, and using the topographic information, it'll give you your elevation, or you can get it to use pressure based altimeter. So that's useful if you're going skydiving or if you're flying or whatever, because obviously, you're not going to be, your GPS location altitude is going to be wrong. And so that's useful for somebody like me as a sort of secondary altimeter while I'm skydiving. And you can just set that up in the calibration, there we go, and you can either enter the current elevation or use the GPS. And as you can see, the menus are really easy to navigate on the Fenix 3. I think that the software on this is excellent, as well as the fact that you can do just about anything on the watch itself. Contrary to other products that are similar, I would say some of the Fitbit products where you got to do a lot of the working on computer or on your phone and then sync it up. On the Fenix 3, the watch is in a sense independent. And here's an app that I installed, and what's nice about the Fenix 3 is that you can actually install things like watch faces or applications or widgets or really anything, and the watch is really customizable. You connect your watch through USB to your computer, and you can download a whole host of different customizable options. And so this is a weather app by AccuWeather, and if you sync it up with your phone through Bluetooth, you can get the possibility of rain over the next 2 hours. So that's really useful if you're going to go for a run, just to be able to check that out if you got it synced. Obviously, I try and save battery, and I don't use this app all that much. So usually my Bluetooth is off, but if I'm in a period where I'm running a lot, I'll have this on, and so I can just check it at a glance. And finally, we're back at the time. Now, the watch face itself is very customizable, but as you can see, the display is beautiful. This display works really well in sunlight, and actually it works best when it's illuminated, but in low light you've also got the possibility to turn the display on. So we're trying to see that. It's a little hard to see now, but actually it puts out a fair amount, so I'll just turn that off to see the difference. As you can see, you can't see much, and there we go. So the display is fairly decent. It's probably one of the best electronic or digital displays that you can get on a wearable watch out there. I really have nothing to say about the display. Right now you can see my studio light sort of on it, but in regular conditions, if you got the sun straight on it, it will not reflect into your eyes typically. Here you can see the dimensions of the watch. As you can see, it's by no means a skinny watch, but it's, in my opinion, it wears itself very nicely. It does look like a sports watch, so you're not, this is going to be, in terms of wearing this with a suit, it's all right, but, it will look like a sports watch. But it is a nice looking watch. It does have a very nice feel, and I think that Garmin has really been successful with this design. It just looks good. And what's great about this, and one of the reasons it's so thick, is the Fenix 3 has really excellent battery life. So the battery life on this is going to last you anywhere from 5 to 7 days. It really depends on your workouts, because what's really intensive on the battery is GPS tracking, especially during workouts. You're going to be tracking a lot of movement. So as you can see, here's the back of the box. It just shows you a little bit more. And one of the great features about this watch is it does have GPS as well as GLONASS. So for those of you who don't know what GLONASS is, GLONASS is the Russian version of GPS. It's just Russian satellites that do the same thing as the American GPS does. And what's really convenient about that is that means that no matter where you are in the world, you're going to get excellent coverage from antennas. You're going to get excellent tracking of where you are. So, if you're going running a lot, especially in the outdoors, that's going to be a really useful feature. Now, by default, I think it's turned off. You just got to go in the settings and turn it on, but it's a quick thing to do. And obviously, this watch is also water resistant down to 10 atmospheres, and it includes the latest in terms of connection. So you've got Ant Plus, which, as I said, you can use it to connect to the external heart rate sensors, now either from Garmin or from other brands. You've also got Bluetooth for that purpose. And you can also connect your Garmin cameras. So if you have a Verb, some of the older models, and the newest Ultra 30, you can connect your Fenix 3 to those watches. And you've actually got Verb controls directly from the watch. So if you want to start filming or whatever, and you've got them set up, you've got your camera on your helmet, you can turn it on and off from here. Now I unfortunately don't have a Verb yet, so I can't show you that, but it works really well, and there's plenty of demonstration videos out there should that be something that interests you. Overall, I really don't have any complaints with this watch. I replaced my older Fitbit Charge HR, the original version, with this watch. Obviously, they're not at all, in the same range, not in the same price range or anything like that. But I would say, in terms of people who buy them, I think it's fairly similar. This watch for me was kind of the natural progression away from the Fitbit Charge HR. It gives you the same features and a little bit more. My only real complaint with this watch would be its bulk. And, that for me, that's kind of I'm happy that it's there, but sometimes it gets in the way. Obviously, the bulk allows you to have that huge availability of sensors, as well as that super great battery life. With the Charge HR, I was getting really poor battery life. And with this, you've got, at least a work week or a full week of battery life. So honestly, that's incredible. And obviously, what's great about this as well, and you may not know this, in the build construction, you can also actually swap out the bands. So a lot of people like putting on NATO bands, and if you don't know what those are fabric brands that look sort of military style, and you can find those on Amazon pretty easily, and you can just replace it out. And there's plenty of other bands. I mean, there's the NATO bands, there's some metal bands, etc., etc. One thing to watch out for, though, if you're purchasing an extra band, is you will need a two-part band and not a continuous part, because obviously you've got a continuous band, it's going to overlap on that heart rate sensor, and you won't be able to track your wrist-based heart rate. So this watch serves, as a perfect multi-sport watch, fitness watch, but it also serves as an all-day tracking activity tracker. And so, but obviously, if you're going to buy that just for that, you may want to consider something else. But I think this watch is really, for somebody who does a lot of sports and somebody who's concerned about their health, this is the perfect end-all watch. It's got excellent build construction with that sapphire display that won't scratch easily at all. I've had this for 8 months and there's no scratching. It's got excellent battery life, week-long battery life, and it's got a host of sensors that paired with Garmin's environment on computer and smartphone, which is called Garmin Connect, you can really analyze all your sports as much as you want, and it's really awesome. So, I would definitely recommend somebody get this watch if it's something they're looking for. Obviously, it is in the 500 to 600 price range, so it's not going to be for everybody. But if it's something that interests you, I can only say good things about this watch. All right, that's going to be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, subscribe for more. I'm starting off my new channel, and I'll be pushing out as much content as I can. And leave it a thumbs up if you liked it. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.